Thanks for staying with us. So joining us for the very first time in our world-class studio this new year to talk about the Billionaires Conclave Summit 2025 is the best-selling author, relationship finance and leadership coach, and a friend of the house, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. Welcome to the show.
Wow. Happy New Year. This our studio. It's powerful. It's powerful.
Good to have you.
Congratulations to TVC.
Thank
Congratulations
you.
to you. This is just amazing.
Thank
and Happy
you.
New Year.
Yes.
We're trusting
good to have you.
That 2025 will be good.
So we know that every single year, every first week in March, you have this Billionaires Conclave. Tell us a bit about this year's own.
Okay, yeah, let me start by thanking everyone. You know, I was here in December to talk about the free event. So we had an amazing event on the 3rd of January, the free School of Money Summit. We had over 30,000 people.
Wow.
Live in the audience. We had about 1,800 and we had over 28,000 people live online. It was hugely successful. And then right now, the videos are on my YouTube channel. And we're there over 45,000 people that have gone through that. So it's absolutely free to help put your 2025 in order. And then the Entrepreneurship Academy, the 1 week one, we had almost 700 people for 1 week. We fed them, we trained them, and the testimonials have been phenomenal. I needed to say that because when we are talking of money, you need to know that the one we have done for free has been done. So this one now is time to pay for the paid one. So, well, I'm the global president of the Billionaires Conclave. And the Billionaires Conclave is a network of high net worth individuals, families, and organizations. We are members now in 21 countries and 6 continents. And what we do is when people join the conclave, every year we meet for a 2-day fully residential event. And we do that so that we can network together, meet each other physically, and then train them and talk about things that will help them to be the best version of themselves. So it's absolutely free for all our members. But because there are a lot of people that don't have the capacity to become a member, or they want to benefit from what we do, so we then open it up to people and then they pay to come and attend the event. So this year I'm here to talk about 2 of that. So number 1, we have the Conclave Summit that is coming up on the 7th and the 8th of March. We've been using Marriott since day 1, so we've been partnering with Marriott since they opened. So every year we're at Marriott, so it's 2 days fully residential event. And this year we're looking at disruptions. We know we're now in a VUCA world, and VUCA is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. But now D has been added, so it's now VUCA, so disruption, because things are just changing. There's so much uncertainty. So we want to help people. So it's now for individuals, families, and organizations. How can you navigate this uncertain terrain? How do you survive in the midst of environments that are just, you know, all the business plan is not going according to plan. You plan to do this, somebody else is planning this and that. So it's going to be 2 days. And we're going to be having some amazing speakers. My friend is coming from the UK. He's a leadership expert. He lectures on leadership. And he's going to be talking about leading with courage. How do you stay courageous, leading the midst of all this? Everybody's looking up to you to make a decision, and you yourself, you are trying to understand what's happening. And then we're going to be having Mrs. Nike Ogunlesi of Rough and Tumble and Gatimo. This is one of the most phenomenal Nigerians that has done a lot of stuff in the area of disruption, and she's going to be sharing with us how you are going to be able to do that and stay strong over decades, just continually navigating that. And then we're going to have my friend from Landmark, Paul Wanebe, Landmark Africa. Paul is someone that has gone through so much. And the question is, how do you survive? Because many people only know about the demolition year. 9/11, he lost his business. People died. Yeah, in New York, people don't know. In Libya, they are building, during the war, building was bombed, people died. This one, so it's like, how do you go through all this stuff? And now someone that paid over 10 billion in taxes to Nigerian government in 2023, and less than 3 months later, you come to destroy that business, and over 60% of his revenue messed up. How do you go through that? So those are the things we're going to be, and I'm going to be taking people on a journey to look at disruptions from individuals, because disruption for individuals is manifold now. Then we're going to look at families, because people are not realizing that this thing is affecting everybody. The jackpot thing is there. How do you do that? How do you do blended families? A lot of people don't even want to get married right now. A lot of people have grandparents. The children are abroad. The grandparents are here. Nobody. So there are a lot of disruption going on in each of these areas. Those are the things that I'm going to be focusing on, and it's going to be phenomenal.
As a Billionaire Conclave member, Since inception, I know what we'll be getting, but I think that one of the most powerful things for me is the community.
Yeah.
The community that people will get to have when you are in that, if you sign up. So I'd like you to talk about the community advantage and the stories from the community.
Okay, so when people become a member of the Billionaires Conclave, apart from these events, which is free for them, we have 3 master classes that they enjoy, and then they have direct access to me all through the year. To be midnight, hello, I need this, I'm confused about this, and almost every day, even my children, Instagram, okay, Zoom, they know that people are calling. So, and then the community. Tokwe is a testimonial. When Tokwe came on board to pay for the first year, can you do discount? And I said, don't worry. I said, see, by the time you pay, to pay the other one will never be a problem anymore. And then she comes in there and she sees a lot of people like, this one is like, these people don't have 2 heads. And then all of a sudden, we've seen the story, we've seen the evolution. So you're going to be able to sit down with people you not normally meet one-on-one. People that you probably see on TV, you are like, who owns this company? And then you are sitting down with them for 2 full days. You're able to network, you're able to hear their stories, you're able to hear their pain. And then when you need something done, you suddenly realize that there are some things that are more important than money. You may not have the money, but you have the contact, you have the relationship, you have the network. Somebody can make a call and sort out something for you. It's an amazing environment that anyone that is really serious can be a part of. So that's the first meeting that we have for the year that people should take advantage of. And how much is it? If you are not a member of the Billionaires Conclave, if you are a member, it's free. If you are not a member, it's just ordinary $2,000. But because we do dollars because we have people from all over the world. But for Nigeria, our exchange rate is 1,500. So that $2,000 is 3 million, and that covers for the 2 days hotel, all the work. By the time you see what we give people, the parks, the room, everything is top. It's really billionaire lifestyle. But what, you know, every time I come to your view, I give people, my people, special. Yes. So the 50% discount for this event expired in December. So we give 50% discount so that people will pay $1,000 instead of $2,000. But because of your view, I've told my people, we are now bringing back that discount from now till the 15th.
February.
Of February. So you can do 50%. And please, I'm saying it on national television.
Don't come and beg.
Those of you that have already paid, don't come and say, hey, this is a your view discount. Because some people have paid the 2,000 and now they are saying, how do you go back? Special. So don't come and say they should refund your 1,000. Nothing for you. You have paid. But this is your view people between now and 15, they do $1,000.
Really appreciate
So how long is this summit going to go for?
It's 2 days.
And then, so from what time to what time?
So they come in, some people come in on Thursday, so they'll pay for an extra night. But it's from 9 a.m. on Friday morning, so 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. they will check out on Sunday morning.
Okay, so what are the specific topics that you're going to be talking about?
So like I said, my friend will be dealing with leading with courage. He's coming from the UK, leading with courage. So as a leader, how do you lead with courage in the midst of everything? How does a pilot keep driving when one engine is done and everybody's shouting Jesus, Allah, Muhammad, and the pilot is just there doing his job? How does the air hostess stay sane and say, okay, don't worry, sit down, and the old turbulence, and it's because they've gone through a training, they've gone through a simulation that are brought there. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Then Nico Iglesias will be speaking about standing in the place of integrity regardless of the tides around you. Because see, there are a lot of things that comes, and one of the things that many people do is that when they face challenges, they start cutting corners. They start reducing the quality of their product. They start looking, and then there's no way you'll be able to survive. You can deceive all of the people some of the times, but you cannot deceive all of the people all of the time. So when you see companies that have done 30, 40 years, it's because they have stayed true. And that's what she's going to be. And she's going to be sharing from, you know, rough and tumble, how she started and disrupted that market, and then Gatimo, and sharing that. And then Paul will be speaking to us on navigating disruption.
You see this, there was a free session, and I know some people, because some people will watch and they cannot pay. There's a free session that you did with
both of them.
With both of them, and it's on Instagram. I watched it. Like I've watched it twice.
It was helpful. So you go to my question I'm about to ask you.
It's amazing.
There's some people that are listening, they really want to be there. They can't afford to be there. But maybe not financially now, but they can't afford to come to travel? Is there anything that you have created for those sort
So
of
number one, go to my YouTube channel. Every content I have is on the YouTube channel. Then number two, every event we have, we produce it.
Okay.
So it's available in a pack with DVDs, with links, with everything. So once you contact all the previous editions, they're all available so that people can have access to that. So that's the first meeting, and I want people to take advantage of. The second one is, last year I released a book, how to create wealth as a career person, because for many years people felt, oh, he's just talking to business, he's talking to business. Me, I'm a career person. And then I said, look, you don't understand. So last year I released the book, How to Create Wealth as a Career Person, and I went on 2 global tours last year. And my God, as I went and I'm like, wow, people need help. And we need to go deeper than just books and all the stuff. So I came back and I curated a brand new masterclass. And it's for career people. So if you're a C-suite executive, because these people are just locked up in the rat race, and like I've always said, even if you win the race, you are still a rat. Whether your handcuff is made of wood, of silver or gold, handcuff is handcuff. So I've curated a brand new masterclass for workers and career people, and that will be coming up on the 1st of May.
Okay.
And it's a whole day event. The book was written by myself, and I brought in 16 of my mentees. People have trained over the last 10 to 20 years that are salary earners. They are still salary earners, but they are multi-millionaires. Genuinely, and they all share their story, how they made money legitimately, showing so it's all in the book. So I'm bringing them, and together we're going to spend a whole day to take you through the process on how you also can create wealth as a career person. That's one. It's 500,000, but I'm coming early now
so you can start saving,
so that you can start paying. It's just 150,000 if you pay this month. So that's why I came now, so that not that you will now say you are not aware. But by the time I come back in April or May, it's just, so 150, you can pay the 50,000 February, 50,000 March, 50,000 April. You lock it in. So if you're an executive person, take your leave. If it's public holiday, but if you need to travel down. Feeding, buffet lunch, tea break, materials, everything, and it's going to be an amazing time.
We have to wrap up with you, but just finally, numbers to call.
They should call all the numbers that we have on the screen right now. Okay, so take a picture of that. Just take a picture if you're on your phone, screen grab it right now, take those pictures, and then go straight to the phone lines. If you call, you're not getting through, send the chat, send the text, and we'll get back to you. So you can do 0809 144 7423, 0809 144 7423, or 0802 305 9058.
Thank you very much.
305 9058.
Dr. Olumide Emmanuel.
Yes, so
thank you very much. All right, that's all we can take on this segment. We'll come back and continue with the show. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. Whenever we have Dr. Olumide, we just cannot allow him to go because we always need to, zap some knowledge and experience from him. So it's important to discuss a few things with him before we let you go. So Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, today I'd like you to come and help us understand better how to manage money in marriage, finances in marriage, because recently we're getting quite a number of messages from people, and even on social media we see people complaining about how they're hiding finances from their spouses. You don't let your wife know how much you earn, you don't let your husband know that you're buying land, you're buying property, people are buying stuff around the world, and they're hiding it because they've been told that you better protect yourself. And but this also is fostering mistrust and distrust amongst couples, and it goes against everything we've been told, where you are coming in 50-50 to support each other. I know my mother was in a marriage. She built a house that my dad had no clue about. Eventually he found that, and he was wondering, where did you get the money to buy this house? But when things now went down, it was at my mother's house that he ended up staying on, but she was keeping it as her own personal secret for a while. So should women keep secrets? Should men keep secrets? I mean, because just to protect their sanity when it comes to finances.
Okay, so number one, there is the ideal, and then there's the real. Okay. So the first thing we need to ask ourselves is, what kind of marriage do you have? As professionals, we have been able to identify 3 kinds of marriages that presently exist in our world. Number one, we have traditional marriages, which is what our parents went through. Cultural, traditional marriage. The man is the king, the woman does not have a space, your space is in the kitchen, you can't talk, daddy's coming, everybody's running around, daddy cannot say I love you to mommy, daddy cannot hug children. That traditional, cultural relationship that has its own pros and cons. Then number 2, we have contemporary marriages where, excuse me, you went to school, I went to school, you can't talk to me like that, women liberation, excuse me, I have my right, I have my this, I have my that, your money, and then we have that contemporary, and then we have seen the problem it has caused. And then we have kingdom marriages. Kingdom marriages that is based on kingdom values, kingdom principles, and those 3 different kind of marriages will now determine how you act upon it. So when it now comes to finances, the ideal that should be is number 1, joint knowledge, joint planning, and joint decision making. Okay. That's the ideal for any married that wants to be the best version of itself. There must never be any money that your spouse has that you're not aware of. I'm into business. I can tell you for free, there are loads of people that have properties with us and that had investment with us in the days when we used to do investment, and they died, and property and everything is done. That we're now, based on integrity, be contacting them, say, hey, we don't know. They are not aware. Do you know how many money is locked up in Nigerian banking system? How many accounts, how many money Nigerian banks ask that nobody is coming to collect? How many money is locked up in shares in different finance houses, in different stockbroking firms, because somebody is hiding something? So there should be joint knowledge. Everything you have, I should be aware. Everything I have, you should be aware. Number 2, there should be joint planning. We should be able to sit down. When I met you, I proposed to you, I sat down, you accepted, we plan wedding. Why can't we plan our finances? Say, how much do we have? How do we want to run this? So we have joint planning. Then number 3, there should be joint decision making. When we are making decisions, we should make decisions together, because every decision you make will not always turn out right. So that when anything goes wrong, we now know that we agree together. And then where you now come into a place where we have a decision to be made, and then there's conflict of who should listen to who, then we now have to begin to ask 2 questions. Question 1, who has more knowledge and experience in that area? And then question 2, who should we defer to when we both have equal knowledge and experience? If I'm married to a judge now, and I'm not a judge, I'm an accountant, I want to make a legal decision in the family, there's nothing like I'm the head of the house. I don't understand law. I have to submit. I have to submit to you. No, headship is responsibility, it's coordination. Because the problem is that many times people are not well taught. Because you are not well taught, a lot of things are lost in translation, in emotional interpretation, and in all the garbage of our society. If all of us are going to the same destination right now and we all enter my car, only one person can drive. It doesn't mean you all cannot drive. Only one person can drive. So every other person must submit to the person driving, not because he's better, but because he has the responsibility to take all of us to our destination. But if while he's driving, hey, turn right now, why didn't you take that place? He should go to higher, go lower, overtake that one. Then you are being destructive. How will you feel? Because that's what a lot of people do. Men do it, women do it. So how will you feel if you are in the kitchen? You are supposed to be cooking. You are the woman. That's supposed to be something you should know better to do. And then I come, hey, have you put salt? Hey, okay, don't put more salt. Turn it like this. How will you feel? That's what many women do.
Like it.
That's what many women do. Hey, turn left, turn left. No, I'm the one driving. Let me drive. When you are driving, you drive. So many times we get all these things lost because we have a lot of baggages and a lot of voices that are controlling what we do. And many times people end up doing what people want them to do that is even contrary to what they would love to do. And they end up regretting it at the end of the day. Because by the time they push you out of your marriage, you'll be alone in the night holding to pillow, and they are in their own husband's house.
Holding to pillow. Sir, they are in their own husband's house, or they are in
their own wife's house. Anyone.
Okay, so the question Murayo asked and the answer you gave, it still feels, because we have to put context to it, and everybody's context is a bit different. The average woman has been told that, you know, you would, when you make more money, you keep one here, you put one
and
here.
That's the cultural. That's where the problem comes from. So you are going on. Look, the person.
Lives, though,
when there is need in the house, I will bring that one I saved in the corner
now
and release it.
Because there's some irresponsible spouses.
That is what you are saying. So now, you see, 2 wrongs does not make a right. You don't change a principle because of the possibility of it going to be wrong. You don't say I'm not going to eat because maybe I can be poisoned. You don't do that.
But
you don't say I'm not going to. So you see, many of the counsels we grew up with, they are from cultural people. You see, what mother and grandmother told you is no more right. They are speaking from, because many of these people that were 50 years in marriage, that we thought they were enjoying, they were not enjoying, you know, they were coping. So their coping mechanism was, because an African woman will endure any stupidity from any man in the cultural era just because of children. Because of children. Many of our parents were just there because of us. The men were not good. And they were waiting. So now, what has now happened is they have come up with a lot of coping mechanism that has now become the wisdom of their era. That is a crisis of our own era. So what we see now is we have a lot of young men that grew up in that cultural context and say, this thing that dad is doing is not okay, I will never do this. So they grew up wanting to be the best man. Then you have a lot of young women that grew up in that era. No man will do this to me. We are now the contemporary people. So you, the man, you want to be responsible, you want to do school, you want to do homework, you want to reveal everything to the woman. The woman is coming with, no man can do this to me. So you now have a lot of men now suffering in their marriages. The good men are the ones suffering. Because the women now come with this defensive, so you have a lot of, I'm a pastor, I've been a pastor for 36 years. I'm telling you, when you sit down, you're like, where did we get to this bus stop? We are fighting battles that don't exist. The battles are out there, but it's not in your marriage. Did you see it in this man? Did you see it in this woman? Why are you judging this one? Don't allow your next to suffer for the sins of your ex.
So for those, so while you're in marriage, let's say it's a kingdom marriage and you have agreed on the principles and values, and then some things change. Is a spouse now allowed to take a different strategy because things have changed?
So number one, problem one, ineffective courtship. I've written lots of books on relationship. The number one problem of relationship is ineffective courtship. Boy meets girl, girl meets boy, boy loves girl, girl loves boy, they fix date and they are talking relationship. They don't sit down. A lot of people, I did a research when I wrote my book, New Rules of Life. I did a research to find out if you are to marry again, will you marry the same person? Over 80% of people said they will not.
Why?
Because they've gotten in there to realize that reality.com. If you think love is blind, marriage will open your eyes. Second question, when you got married, can you say that you were prepared for marriage, that you understood marriage? Over 80% of them say no. That is where the problem was coming from. Because many people...
But can you be fully prepared?
No, you cannot be fully prepared, but you can be adequately prepared to know what to do and what to look out for. A lot of people just go in there blindly. You cannot prepare your weapons of war on the battlefield. It's not going to work. You have to prepare. So, and then the courtship is not there. People don't court effectively. They go to cinema, they take ice cream, they watch movie.
So what's your idea?
Effective courtship is going for training. Now listen. Lawyers go to school, doctors go to school, they are trained. You want to marry, nobody's training you. Do you know that if you marry on Saturday, by Sunday they are telling you are a wife now?
Yes.
Within 24 hours, who taught me a wife? You are a husband
so
now.
Right.
Who taught me? There is no school of marriage. Marriage is the only institution where you collect your certificate on the day of resumption. You are resuming, they are signing your death warrant. You are signing yourself away. And then you are collecting. So when you collect the certificate for a class you have not attended, an exam you have not written, what is that telling you? Telling you that we give you certificate by faith, now go and face your reality. That is the... Then let's understand this. Anytime you are getting married, please know this. You are getting married to the past, the present, and the future of so you are getting married to. And I have said this thing over and over again. There is nobody on earth that can marry only one person. It's never going to happen. Why? Because in that one person you are married, there are 7 people inside. So when I'm meeting this young girl, I say, man, now, you can't marry one woman. You are going to marry 7 women minimum in your lifetime. And that 7 women is that one woman. You are meeting a young girl, and once you meet her, you fall in love with that young girl. But guess what? That is a lady that is engaged to you, you are cutting. The very minute you marry, that woman is straight. That one you met is gone forever. The woman that marries you, once she now marries, you will be shocked that the house you built before you met her, she will come and start changing color. Changing my house. You're like, oh, okay, it's true. She's now the owner of you have to submit. Even though you built the house before you met her, because she's now a wife. Her destiny is connected to your destiny. You can't just make a decision because you say you built it. No, it's no more your house. Guess what? The day she gets pregnant, your wife is gone forever.
She's now a mother.
You are now married to a pregnant woman and a mother. And then you'll be sharing things and all those stuff. And people don't know how to handle that. That's why the first time that infidelity enters marriage is when women are pregnant. The very minute women are pregnant, men don't know how to handle a pregnant woman because they have not been taught. Those are all the things. So it's like, she's this, she's that, and then they begin to look for something that. That's when infidelity starts. Over 70% of infidelities in Christian and non-Christian home starts when the women are pregnant. Because she's pregnant, she's trying to understand herself. She doesn't even understand the hormonal balance, and you are still trying to say you want to come and the one you have done is causing trouble for her. You want to do more. You are not understanding, but you have needs, and then trouble comes. So when those changes come, we sit down again and we discuss.
Unfortunately,
communication is the lifeblood of any relationship.
This is where
there's no communication.
It's not good to start, Dr. Olumide.
No, you cannot consider our guest is come. We have another guest.
He's a lie. We wanted to let
we have just started
the men on how to deal with pregnant wives. Yes. Because some men now, they are listening.
I was just saying this perspective. We always just blame the men, but you just said something that they don't understand. They've not been taught what to do.
Producer, do I have like 2 minutes?
But then me, I wanted to ask that realistically now, with the present way of life and everything that is happening, would you advise that a woman should have her own property different? Should save, as in have her own things on her own? Now, realistically, presently, with the way things are, with all the stories we're hearing,
I believe that every family should do everything joint knowledge, joint planning, joint decision making. But once you find out that the person you are in a relationship with is an irresponsible person and you cannot trust that person, there is nothing wrong in applying wisdom to preserve yourself for the cause of your children. What you now need to do is to make sure that whatever you are doing, you do it in the name of your children, not in your name. That's where people miss it. You see, there is nowhere you will go to that you will pass that exam. If you say you bought a land without your husband knowing, you build a house without your husband knowing, nowhere. The simplest way to survive a relationship is just flip the script. If it were you, will you like it? That's all. You will just see that your mind will simply change. If you suddenly realize your husband has a child that you're not aware of, how will you feel? If you suddenly realize that your husband has a house you're not aware of, how will you feel? So do unto others the way you want to be done unto you is the golden rule. So just flip it. You suddenly gain common sense.
So don't buy in your name, buy in your children's name.
If you are buying a land now in the name of your child, it is the man's child too. If you are building a house, no man can come and say, oh, he should build a house. No, excuse me, we own the children. What are you telling me? I don't have the right to build a house for my child? That's my own dream. So I have a dream to take care of my child.
That's one of the questions
that will shut the guy down.
There's no time. I would have asked you what a woman should do when she finds herself in a situation where the man has found someone else and he's taking
answer that question.
He can't answer it, but let him say, you send me the message.
All right. That's all we can
what should she do?
Thank you very much, Dr. You're always there for us to give us some knowledge. Let's go to shop. We're going to come back and bring in our guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back.